Hey guys, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to do my March recap, and I don't know if anyone noticed, but I didn't do a February recap. It was kind of a bad reading month for me. I only read one book. I figure I'll just talk about what I read in February included in this. Now also, I know in the past I had mentioned that I pretty much only do audiobooks of books that I've already read. I've kind of changed my policy on that. I've been trying to catch up on some of my TBR with audiobooks, mainly because I've been having a lot more time to read audiobooks and a lot less time to read physical books with everything that's going on in my life, change of jobs. Like that's where a lot of the time for audiobooks has come from, because it's like usually about 5 to 6 hours a week where I'm working kind of by myself and I can just put in headphones. So that's been helping with that a lot. So yeah, you'll kind of maybe see a shift from more physical books to more audiobooks. But regardless, I'm just going to get into the list. Now here's what I read in February. Alright, so the only book I actually read in February was The Heroes by Joe Abercrombie. It was really, really good. It's just a long book, and like I said, I didn't have a ton of time to read in February. It's kind of a rough month as far as like free time went. Alright, now for the audiobooks that I listened to in February, I had The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. This is the first book in the First Law trilogy. I was starting a reread of these because I've been reading a lot of the standalones, and I just wanted to kind of reread these. It's been a little while since I read them. And in keeping with that sort of theme, the next one I got is Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. This is the second book in the First Law trilogy, so yeah, like I said, I'm just rereading these on audiobook. The third audiobook I listened to in February was The Revenant by Michael Punke. This is a great book. I read it, man, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and like right before the movie came out, and then I went and saw the movie and I thought it was okay. But the book is really, really good. So check that out if you haven't. Alright, so now we're moving on to March. In the month of March, I read 3 books, listened to 5 audiobooks. I'll start with the ones that I physically read. The first one is Bag of Bones by Stephen King. This was pretty good. It wasn't, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. I thought it was alright. The next one is The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. I really liked this book. I do have a review of it, so you can check that out if you would like. And the last book that I read is The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. This book was pretty good. It was pretty short. It's more YA sort of, I guess, in as far as like Stephen King goes. But it was pretty good. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Alright, now the audiobooks that I listened to in March. The first one is The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. This is the third book in the First Law trilogy, so I finished that reread. And man, it's very good. If you have not read this series, you really need to, because it's very, very good. The next audiobook that I listened to in March, I don't actually have a copy of it, but it's I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. It was very good. True crime story about the Golden State Killer and her involvement in the investigation and how all that worked. It was really, really good. I want to get into more of this like non-fiction true crime stuff because it's very interesting. Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. It's a non-fiction about kind of like the origins of man and how we, became what we are today. It was very interesting. Now this is one that I listened to, and I did have intentions of reading it. I have read all the other ones in the series so far, but I just figured I probably wouldn't get to this anytime soon physically, because it's a big book, and I just have a lot of other stuff that I want to read. So I figured I'd just listen to it on audiobook instead. Troubled Blood by Robert Galbraith. It was really good. I really, really enjoyed this. I love this series, and I always look forward to whenever the next book is going to come. Alright, and the last audiobook I listened to is God Is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens. Pretty good. I tried to read this book 3 or 4 years ago and gave up after like 50 pages. So it's just been sitting on my shelf for a long time. And I finally just decided I was going to just listen to the audiobook and get it under my belt. So I'm glad I did. There it is. What am I currently reading? The first book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I'm about halfway, a little more maybe. So I'm hoping I can finish this up here in the next week or two. It's pretty good. It's a yeah, it's a heck of a book. The next one is Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King. This book I just started. I'm only like 30 pages in, but so far it's pretty good. And I know that this does have a Dark Tower sort of tie-in. I'm not sure to what extent or what, but yeah, so I am excited to get through that. All right, and the last book that I'm currently reading, this is the one that I'm listening to on audiobook right now. It's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is another book that's just been on my shelf for like a really long time, and it was available through the library on audio, so I figured I'd just knock it out. So, and it's, you know, it's okay. It's pretty good. It's a self-help book, but, you know, whatever. That's all I got for this recap. March was a pretty good month. February was not so great, so, combining them into one video I thought was appropriate. So, if you like this video, please subscribe. I'm trying to do at least one video a week, and it's been going pretty well. So, let me know in the comments if you like this kind of stuff and want to see more. Anyway, that's all I got, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.